The journey back to Udala was quiet, a stark contrast to the storm of emotions brewing inside the car. Emeka was completely wrapped in a heavy cloak of guilt and shock, the weight of years of misplaced blame pressing down on him. Beside him, Nneka held his hand. It wasn't a gesture of triumph, not a gloating "I told you so." It was an act of pure solidarity, a quiet acknowledgement that this was a shared burden, a shared truth they now had to face together. As they pulled into the familiar compound, the sight of Mama Obi standing there, arms akimbo, felt like a scene they had lived 1,000 times before. Before the dust from their car could even settle, the old woman launched into a fresh tirade, her voice as sharp and cutting as ever. "So," she sneered, her eyes fixed on Nneka, "what did the city witches say this time? Did they finally confirm that your womb is made of stone?" The usual crowd of curious and judgmental villagers had already started to gather, their ears perked for the latest chapter in Nneka's public shaming. They were hungry for gossip, ready to feast on her humiliation. But this time was different. Something had shifted. Nneka didn't cower. She didn't cry. She simply let go of Emeka's hand and stepped forward. She didn't raise her voice. She didn't match Mama Obi's venom with her own. Instead, with a calm, almost serene grace, she held out the medical report. The crisp white paper seemed to glow in the afternoon sun, a beacon of truth in a sea of lies. They said, "Mama," Nneka's voice was steady, carrying clearly across the silent courtyard, "that your son's seed is like a field without rain." She paused, letting the words hang in the air, letting them sink into every listening ear. The problem was never the soil. It was the seed that never came. A collective gasp rippled through the crowd of villagers. It was a sound of pure shock, of disbelief. The truth, buried for so long under a mountain of insults, assumptions, and cruel traditions, had just exploded into the open. It was a detonation that shook the very foundations of their community's beliefs. All eyes turned from Nneka to Mama Obi. The colour drained from Mama Obi's face, leaving her with a pale, ghostly complexion. Her normally venomous mouth opened and closed, like a fish gasping for air, but no sound came out. The words she had wielded like weapons for years were suddenly gone. And her identity as the long-suffering mother-in-law had just crumbled into dust before her very eyes. And as the villagers stared, their whispers now filled with a new kind of speculation. A new narrative began to form in the heart of Udala. The story was far from over. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss what happens next.